kita ke KL, kita pergi royalty. Masa tu saya tak tahu apa-apa. Apa benda royalty tu saya tak tahu. Dan dia ajak saya pergi royalty, dia cakap ada high tea, kita santai-santai, enjoy. Dia cakap macam tu. So saya ni memang sukalah kalau jalan-jalan santai, high tea gitu saya suka. So saya ikut Puan Muhariza. Saya ikut Puan Muhariza pergi royalty hari tu, kata silap saya pada tahun 2019 lah, rasa macam gitu. So bila saya pergi sana, dekat royalty tu, saya tengok, ya Allah, memang dahsyat lah. Dengan ada hari tu program slimming yang pakai selempang semua, body slim. Lepas tu ada yang dapat bag, ada duit dalam bag, yang naik stage apa semua. Saya tengok memang hebat. Saya kata, bisnes apalah ni, hebat sangat ni. Bila saya tengok, saya tak tahu apa, tapi saya rasa saya tak boleh buat macam tu. Saya cuma boleh tengok je. Lepas tu saya tengok ada produk apa semua. Dan bila selesai event tu, saya balik, saya jadi pengguna produk New Image. Saya guna Alpha Lipid Lifeline masa tu. Dah saya tengok dah program tu, saya tak reti nak buat. Tapi saya berminat dengan produk. So saya guna produk Lifeline Alpha Lipid masa tu. Dan kebetulan husband saya ada gastric ulcer. Jadi husband guna produk. Jadi pengguna Tega. Bila saya guna produk dan Alhamdulillah sejak guna produk New Image hari tu, husband saya pun daripada ada gastric ulcer yang selalu warded setiap tahun, sejak guna Alpha Lipid dia dah tak masuk ward lagi. Dah daripada hari tu sampai sekarang dah 4 tahun. Ni tahun yang kelima. Alhamdulillah. Daripada hari tu sampai sekarang tak pernah masuk ward lagi. Tak pernah masuk hospital. Jadi saya rasa syukur sangat. Dalam pada tu saya guna produk New Image ni, saya hanya pengguna saja. Saya tak berminat untuk bisnes, saya hanya jadi pengguna. Tetapi saya ni pengusaha bisnes kecantikan, ada spa, butik salon lah. Jadi bila customer datang dekat salon, customer akan tegur. Rakan-rakan saya pun tegur. Kenapa nampak cergas, ceria, sihat. Lepas tu daripada dulu badan naik sikit, sekarang dah turun. Jadi ramai yang tegur, ramai yang berminat. Yang berminat nak cuba produk. Dan bila ada yang ramai nak cuba produk tu, saya share je lah dengan diorang. Bila saya share dengan diorang, ramai yang join member, ramai yang nak buat bisnes, ramai yang guna produk pun ada transformation dalam diri dia. So saya rasa macam, boleh buat bisnes lah. Rugilah kalau kawan-kawan tu semua beli dan nak buat bisnes, kita tak buat, rugi. Dan Puan Muhariza ajar saya macam mana nak buat bisnes. Dan bila saya dah buat bisnes dalam New Image, saya dah ramai ahli dalam tu. Saya tak sangka lah juga sejak saya guna hari tu, start daripada bulan 8, 4 bulan tu saya buat tu, saya dapat hit rank target. Setiap 4 bulan saya dapat hit rank target. Saya dah dapat rasa macam mana dapat blue sash, macam mana dapat red sash, macam mana dapat gold, macam mana dapat briefcase, duit dalam bag, dan macam mana saya berada di royalty, diraikan oleh staff-staff daripada New Image yang cukup hebat sangat. Saya rasa happy sangat dan saya pernah merasai dapat income hari tu sebulan saya dapat 12K. Saya memang suka sangat. Dapat duit, bulan-bulan dapat gaji. Jadi walaupun saya buat part time, tapi income tu dapat, saya lagi rasa happy sangat. So bila buat bisnes ni, bila dapat duit semua orang nak kan. Bila dah ada income yang lebih, semua orang nak. Kita orang suka sangat. Dan saya rasa New Image ni dia selalu dia buat program apa semua. Selain daripada saya dapat income, dapat rank target, saya juga dapat percutian percuma baru-baru ni. Dan dalam New Image ni sebenarnya sebelum kita nak buat bisnes tu, kita pun nak tahu juga pasal background company. So pertama sekali saya suka dalam New Image ni, yang pertama sekali saya suka sebab company New Image ni adalah company yang stabil, yang dah lama. Di dalam New Image ni, syarikat New Image ni yang begitu kokoh sekali. So, next slide Z. Syarikat yang sudah hampir 40 tahun di pasaran. Syarikat kita bermula daripada tahun 1984 lagi, daripada Auckland, New Zealand. Dah hampir lebih kurang 40 tahun di pasaran. So bila bisnes ni dah lama, mesti kita nak join bisnes, kita nak tahu bisnes company ni macam mana, company ni kukuh ke tak kukuh ke. Kita nak share dengan orang pun kita berani. Bila company tu dah berpuluh-puluh tahun, bermakna produk dia tu hebat. Dari situlah saya pun mula yakin dan saya terus join bisnes, buat dan buat. Macam yang si Funasir cakap, macam yang Kak Nafisah cakap, Kak Sah cakap, buat dan buat. Saya pun buat lah. Bila buat dalam bisnes New Image ni, kita tengok produk pula. Dan kita tengok syarikat New Image ni pula, dia pula pengeluar produk berasaskan kolesterol terbesar di dunia. Kolesterol, kita pun tahu apa tu kolesterol kan. Kolesterol, produk semula jadi. Jadi, bila produk semula jadi, daripada baby boleh guna, sampailah orang dewasa, orang tua yang sakit ke apa semua boleh guna. So, kita lagi yakin. Itu yang membuatkan saya rasa suka sangat produk ni. Sebab produk ni boleh merubah yang sakit jadi sihat, yang tak ceria jadi ceria, yang tak stres, yang stres ke apa semua tu. So saya suka sangat. Tu salah satu sebab. Dan produk New Image juga ada repeat teknologi. Kadang-kadang tak tahu apa dia tu repeat teknologi. Repeat teknologi ni dia penyerapan dalam badan. Bila kita guna produk ni boleh menyerap dalam badan 100% dalam badan kita. So, kita suka sangatlah. Dan syarikat New Image ni juga syarikat yang paling pesat sedang membangun. Kita nak join business, kita kena tahu syarikat tu macam mana. Ni syarikat kita daripada syarikat kita dari ranking yang ke-84, sekarang dah di tangga ke-30. 30 daripada apa? Daripada 10,000 syarikat jualan langsung yang berdaftar di seluruh dunia. Kalaulah syarikat yang dah teguh macam ni, yang peningkatan dia bagus macam ni, takkan kita tak nak gunakan. Dan yang paling saya rasa suka sekali dalam bisnes ni, bila saya nak share dengan orang, saya suka sebab dia ada insurans. Insurans 60 juta, liability insurance 60 juta RM, you all. So, bila kita cakap dengan orang tak berani nak guna, kita cakap produk kita ada insurans. Liability insurance 60 juta. Kalau you minum, ada efek apa-apa, you boleh claim insurans. Jadi orang lagi berani. Orang tak takut nak guna bila kita pun yakin macam tu. Gitu. Jadi, you all, saya ni rasa sangat bertuah sangatlah join business ni. Dan dan sekiranya company ada buat program ke apa ke, memang kita kena join. Saya rasa paling happy sangat hari tu bila company ada buat program ke Club Med Nusa Dua Bali. Club Med ke Nusa Dua Bali hari tu saya sahut cabaran. Company buat ke Club Med hari tu. Bila saya sahut cabaran tu, saya buat. Alhamdulillah. Saya dapat ke sana dengan beberapa rakan yang lain. Yang ada dalam ni mesti dapat rasa lagi peristiwa yang tak dapat dilupakan semasa ke Club Med Nusa Dua Bali. Macam mana peristiwa yang paling indah yang kita semua dapat rasakan di sana. Kita bertemu dengan orang-orang yang hebat di sana. Bertemu dengan leader-leader yang daripada Vietnam, daripada South Africa. Ramai lagi lah dekat sana. Dan yang paling bertuah hari tu, saya pun ada jumpa dengan seorang diamond executive, Mr. Daniel Griffin. Hari tu jumpa dekat sana. Saya pun sempat dan rakan-rakan yang lain sempat juga sharing dengan dia. Mr. Daniel ni dia tak kedekut. Dia tak kedekut ilmu. Bila kita jumpa dia cerita dengan kita. Macam mana dia buat bisnes. Macam mana dia transform diri dia daripada berat dia boleh turun 70 kilo dalam masa 2 tahun. Tapi kita bertuah malam ni. Sebab Mr. Daniel Griffin ni akan berada dengan kita malam ni secara live sekali dengan kita. Malam ni kita akan jemput Mr. Daniel bersama dengan banyak sekali dalam ni nanti untuk berkongsi macam mana pengalaman dia orang. Mr. Daniel ni seorang yang yang baik hatilah, yang seorang tak kedekut ilmu. Bila kita tanya semua dia nak share dengan kita. Mr. Daniel ni dia he is very friendly person. He's like to share and to see people successful. Jadi so now I would like to invite 5-star diamond executive Mr. Daniel Griffin to share with us his success story with New Image. So let's give him a big welcome, our 5-star diamond executive, Mr. Daniel Griffin. Okay, over to you.
Welcome.
Good evening. Hello. I am so honored to be able to come and share with you tonight, and I'm excited about it. Malaysia holds a very special part in my heart, and Malaysia is where I started with New Image. Now, when I first originated with New Image, I was actually employed by the company to run a program within the New Image group. And when I was there, I was incredibly inspired by Mick and Marha to do the business itself. So I was overweight, unhealthy, and I was going to royalty events, and royalty events are fantastic to bring people along to showcase how great the potential to earn money is and the potential to grow within the business. But I was seeing all this. So I originally started my journey of becoming an ambassador for the product. Now, what that means is using the product. I left being an employee member of New Image and became right at the bottom, I became a supervisor. And at the same time of becoming a supervisor, I started my journey of sharing the good news about colostrum, but also started my weight loss. Now, weight loss is one of those things, it's a commitment that you make to yourself. Now, there you can see me at 154 kilos, 0.7. I was literally 2 people in one. So the journey was very, very simple. The Ultra Diet program works, and it works well when you follow the program and also when you have someone to be accountable to. And so I had a group of people with me, helping me through this by sharing with me exercise like I would do, and I still do to this very day. Today I've done 21,730 steps. So I maintain in my life a actual exercise program. It's become a part of my life. It's like every morning when I wake up, I take my colostrum, I take my vitamins, I take my everything to do, like my Q10. So all this becomes a part of the lifestyle. So my weight loss journey, I started off at 154 kilos. I then had a look at the shakes, and then I started to use the shakes. Now, the program, when you follow it, you have 4 shakes, but I was still a bit hungry. So I did 6 shakes. So I had more. I was actually having more of the shakes to stop myself feeling hungry and doing the exercise. And also to throw into it, I was also fasting a meal. So these were all steps on that. So I got into ketosis, which is the key element of our weight loss program. Was in ketosis on day number 3. And in the first week of being on the program, I actually lost 6 kilos, a great deal of weight. And then following on every week, it was roughly around 1.5, sometimes 2 kilos a week of losing weight. But being on the program, having the shakes, walking around my neighborhood. And one of the most interesting sort of things that happened when I was doing this, so I was living the lifestyle of the keto diet. Whenever I used to go out, I used to have my carb hour with me, so that I'd have it, I'd take it. When I had meals, that people could see that I was using this. And so after about losing about 25 kilos, I had people saying that I lost a little bit of weight. and then keeping on going. But when I got down to about losing around 40 kilos, people started to really notice that I've lost weight. And they were coming up to me and asking me, what am I doing? How am I doing this? Please tell us more about it. So because I was an actual user of the product, I was demonstrating the product, people could physically see that it was working. I had the opportunity to share about New Image and weight management. I had the opportunity to talk to people about what it was. Now, at the same time, I still to this day, because I said I still do my exercise routine, I still walk every day, I still have people come and ask me to share and talk about weight loss. And I go, it's a very simple program. It's easy to do. You can buy a 2-week pack, a 4-week pack. The program has lots of food that you can eat, and it has the one thing that is unique amongst the programs that are out there in there is that with the keto stick that we use, we can tell people straight away whether the program is working or not working by having the keto stick and knowing that you're in ketosis. When you're in ketosis, you are losing weight. Your body is using the stored up body fat. So it took me roughly 1.5 years to transform down. And I did this all during the COVID lockdown time, so the 2 years. So I was actually scheduled just before COVID hit to come back to Malaysia and see people, but that didn't happen. But so during COVID, I started to exercise. I started to do my 20,000 steps a day. I went into ketosis. I made sure that I love rice and noodles and I love chicken. I had to stop eating my noodles. I had to stop eating rice as much. I had to, and I love roti. Oh, I love dipping roti into curries and tasting it. It's one of my favorites. But I had to challenge myself to, you know, this is my goal. And I just wanted, my actual goal that I first set for myself was just to get to 100 kilos. I thought that was going to be the hardest thing ever. I hadn't been 100 kilos since I was like in my early 20s. I didn't even think that I was going to get down to 90 or even as I got down to 84. So it became easier and easier and easier. And as a result of that, I have so many people ask me why. Now, as I was doing that, the doctors, even my own doctor was asking me, what are you doing different? And so he now refers people to me about the weight loss program and how it works. So I became a brand ambassador. And because of that and people seeing that, and also that I start stomach, it needed to shrink down a little bit more. And the movement, like I said, 21,000 steps. So 21,000 steps equates to roughly 10 kilometers of walking a day.
10 kilo jalan kaki setiap hari, consistent. Sorry, Adena, if I may ask, how long have you been maintaining your current weight?
1 and a bit years. So 1 year and I think so 1 year and 3 weeks now. The reason for what we call the yo-yo dieting is that, again, unfortunately, we can't all be like Nick, who is just always physically fit and thin and healthy. Right. You know, fit and thin and healthy. Right. You know, it's unfair. We can't be like him. So those of us that are a little bit larger in life, when we make this decision, it becomes a lifestyle. And the great thing is that with the New Image products, we have the answers. You know, we have Shape Up, and Shape Up is a product that you can replace a meal, and it's easy enough to take along with you. And with the Carbao, it's easy to take that with you. You have a bottle in your car or in your bag.
I see. So how do you make during a diet program, Daniel? How do you take all those products?
Okay, so again, it was very, very easy during COVID because this is when I made the decision. You know, I was locked up in the house, and the only time to get out of the house was to go exercise. So it was almost house arrest to make myself lose weight. But the transformation is very, very simple. The main key thing is the reason for our diet program, the ultra diet or the slimming or ST2, depending on where you are, is to fill the stomach with protein and not carbohydrates. And we use and very, very important, it is a non-genetic modified soya product. So it is not harmful to the body. We take that product and
non-GMO. Non-GMO.
Yes, non-GMO.
No,
so we take that, we fill our tummies up. Consuming water, that was another thing that I had to re-educate myself. Water. When you are...
How do you take it every day? How do you take it every day?
The actual... So what I was literally doing is that I scheduled in, like this is going to be breakfast, lunch and dinner. So breakfast was one of the areas where, and I mean the actual wording breakfast, you know, breaking the fast of overnight eating. One of the things that I realized...
How many scoops?
In my case, I was using about 2 to 3 scoops to make it. I wanted something a little bit thicker. Now, I also was using Fibermax as well. So I would have in my little jar, I had the water, I had the scoops of the now I keep on saying ultra diet because that's what I use.
Ultra diet too.
You know, I had that, plus I also at the same time put Fibermax into it. And that is enough.
1 scoop of Fibermax, 1 scoop.
Yep. Now I did this because fiber is one of those things when you're not eating a lot of food and you're going away from eating brands and cereals and things like that, and you're concentrating more on eating. So in my case, I was very much eating a lot of chicken, very, very lean chicken. I was eating, and good thing I love chicken. And also another thing that I was doing, I like goat meat and I also like lamb. So I would alternate between chicken, goat meat and that. And that was my protein in meat. Also, I did have fish. So in a week, I would probably have 4 meals of chicken. So 4 of the meals would be chicken and the other 3 would be it would either be a goat or a fish or lamb or something like that. It was just, it was something to just be different. I can eat chicken every day of the week. It's just something I could easily do. Now, the other part with it was that my previous diet, like normal diet, would always have some form of rice. I would always eat some rice. And that was probably the hardest mental things for me to do, was to take something that I'd eat a lot, which was rice, and not eat it anymore. So I replaced rice with cauliflower. Cauliflower became my new rice. So I made up basically a fried rice.
Ganti nasi.
Yeah. Now, it's one of those sort of things. I saw it on YouTube, and again, I'm very fortunate in Australia. We can actually buy cauliflower rice in bags. Now that's in Australia. Now I haven't seen it in Malaysia, but in Australia, keto diets are very, very popular, and I was able to buy cauliflower rice, which made life very easy to replace the rice.
Correct. As a substitute, yeah. And then what about tengah hari? Afternoon? How do you take our product?
So pretty well much what I would do, and again, it's one of those sort of
How many
things.
scoops?
Again, it's 2. Between 2 and 3, and the idea of the protein is to make sure that you don't become hungry, and that is again the mental programming, reprogramming, and because over the period of time, the amount of food that I would have on the plate, and this is the other sort of thing. The progression of it is that the amount of food that I used to eat, like I used to have a big diet, you know, a big plate, and it would be filled with rice and chicken and sauce. You know, like, so I've now
154.7 kilo, I can imagine.
yes. So I reduced down the size, and so I went from having a large plate and I made sure that I had a smaller plate. So visually, it looked like my plate was full. Instead of having a big plate, you know, I had a small plate. Make
Full of small plate.
Yeah. So the small plate was full. And so visually, my brain was looking at it, well, you're having a full plate of food.